Good morning. Welcome to what we at now, episode 4 of Gel Studios Live. And we're doing something a bit more relaxed this time. We saw Graham doing his lasagna making just to get us all hungry and understand some of the great elements about the creativity, the benefits of creativity. But today we're getting personal. You deal with all of the people here at Gel Studios, but how much do you really know about the individuals? And we're going to have a relaxed conversation with a few of the members of the team. There's one or two that have managed to get away with it because they're not feeling well, Your Honour. But we'll catch up with more of those people later. We're going to do it 2 at a time. Delighted to bring in, as you see, it's not just me. We got Ben Loftus and Lewis Moran.
Morning, Chris.
Morning, gents. Yeah, I'm good. How have you been?
Yeah. Really good. Busy, yeah.
Which is good. Busy. That's good.
Sometimes.
But that's what we want. Right, let's give everybody an introduction. I'm going to start this side. Ben Loftus, what's your role?
I'm the digital marketing assistant here at Gel. I joined in July, just gone, so
wow.
In 7-8 months now. So a bit more settled in now. No longer the new face in the office. I've had a couple more people join since.
I'll be honest to say, when you say 7 and 8 months, I find that quite surprising because it feels, no disrespect, it feels a lot longer. You've been sort of like a key, and I can see you nodding, Lewis, because obviously you're the marketing manager.
Yeah, so I've been here nearly 3 years now. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind, really.
Hasn't it, just?
Yeah, I kind of came in because Gel wanted to branch out into marketing. So obviously that's when I joined, and yeah, we set up those kind of core services that we offer.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've kind of continued to build on those. We've had new people join us. Yeah. The team is expanding. Obviously Ben just mentioned he's been here 7-8 months.
Don't you think it feels longer than that?
It does feel like much longer.
A fundamental part of the team.
But Ben's doing such great work at the moment,
yeah.
And he's getting really good feedback from clients. So it's really good to see that. Yeah, the work that not only myself but other people in the team are getting good feedback from clients as well. So,
which is the critical thing. And I mean, one person we were hoping we were going to get on was someone still very new, isn't she? Mm-hmm. Sai.
Yeah.
She's not well, so we won't. But she's the operations manager, project manager. Mm-hmm. That is to sort of join the dots. Is that the easiest way to explain it? I mean, that's and that goes to show how all the functionality's grown within Gel.
Yeah, definitely. So up until this point, the services have kind of managed their own projects. Obviously, we've had Katie being the client director, kind of managing the clients' expectations, projects, etc. But now we need that project manager because there are just so many projects that we're across
the
team. And yeah, Sai's already making real big difference to the team. And yeah, I'm sure we'll have a conversation with her in the future and find out a bit more about what she's planning.
We will, Si. You're not getting away forever. We will catch up with her, definitely. Okay, Ben, let's start with you. Let's take this discussion now, because we've had discussions about the roles in more detail. Tell me about Ben. What do you like to do outside of work? that was a big wide-eyed look there. What's your passions?
I don't really know, to be fair. I just enjoy spending time with mates, family.
Yeah.
I go out. Well, before Christmas, I went out a lot.
Yeah.
I've toned it down since Christmas.
Oh, you've done dry January and February.
You're doing that challenge, aren't you?
Challenge for 75 days hard. Well, I'm not allowed to drink for 75 days.
Wow.
But I've given myself 2 exceptions. So I've had my 2 exceptions. And now I can't drink until the 16th of March. Have to do 2 exercises a day, drink 3 litres of water.
Oh, wow.
10 pages of a book. So yeah, my evenings are taken up with just going to the gym with my mate, really. And then, yeah.
I'm impressed with that, because as soon as you expanded on that and sort of let us know that it was more than more than just the not drinking. By the way, keep the comments coming in, everybody, because I've got a few here. Sarah says, "Get well soon, Si." I agree, absolutely. The boss man is watching. We knew he would be. Graham says, "New systems will be fun." Thanks, Si. Agreed, absolutely. And fixing his Mini is a pastime.
Yeah, I was about to mention that.
It takes up a lot of my time.
Is this a classic Mini?
No.
It's a BMW Mini.
It's
a more modern.
Peugeot engined Mini, engine made out of paper.
It seems like every week you come in and there's
owning it. It was like every month or every other month. It's had to go to the garage, and it's got to the point where I'm happy if the bill is under £500.
Oh my God!
It's just been such a.
You don't have much luck with cars, do you? Listening to your Cupra as well story. We won't go into details about that.
That's the same car.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, why did he say Mini?
Mini Cooper.
Oh, Cooper.
Mini Cooper
I thought you said Cupra earlier. My apologies. That was my stupidity.
Mini
Right.
Cooper S.
Now I get it.
It's a terrible car. No one wants to buy it.
You've not sold it well, have you? But no, I get it.
Yeah.
But as Graham wound you up saying there, so that's something that you're spending a lot of time doing. So that means, unlike me, I'm obviously very privileged to be a motorsports commentator. I'm a car nut. You've kind of fallen out of love with cars at the moment.
I still like cars, just not mine.
Yeah.
I liked it for a while, but it just doesn't like me back.
No.
So I finally reached the point where I'm like, no, too much effort has gone into you, not much return.
No.
See you later.
And you said yesterday, didn't you? You were looking for something more reliable now.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Something that I can drive down south or up north and not worry about breaking down.
I understand that one.
Yeah.
So I just love your, what's it called? Hard for 75?
75 hard.
75 hard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look into that, because I love the fact that it includes not just the drinking part, it's the or lack of, should I say, but it's the gym, it's the reading book. I love that element as well.
Yeah.
Did you do much of those prior to setting yourself this challenge?
In November, I rejoined the gym. I'd always try to go to the gym, but always would go for a bit, fall out of love with it.
Yeah.
Stop going for a while, but now I've just, me and my mate, we've got quite disciplined with it, and we go.
It's addictive, isn't it, as well, once you get going?
Yeah, it gets to the point where you're enjoying it, and then you plateau a bit, you stop enjoying it, and then you start to go back up again.
Okay.
So it's that little plateau where, as long as you stick through it at that point, it then sort of becomes a habit.
That makes sense. I understand that one. And
are you planning to kind of continue that afterwards, or are you looking forward to it?
Yes, have you counted down the days? Or?
No, I think we'll kind of continue it, because we've got a holiday at the start of the summer, and we've realised that when this ends, it's another 75 days until the holiday, roughly. So we're going to try and maintain it ish, 50-50, until the holiday in the summer.
I like the sound of that. Graham, I know you're watching. We need to get back down to the gym. Graham and I were going and sort of like pushing each other in the gym and spotting each other, and we kind of got hooked on it. But the problem is, as soon as you stop,
you fall out of it.
Yeah, and you've got to get yourself up that mountain again. I really struggle with that, but I need to after my heart scare last year and everything else as well. Lewis, over to you. Speak to us. What's the outside of work, Lewis, do?
Well, the last year or so, my wife had a baby in December 22. So it has been kind of focused on raising this tiny human that I now have.
Isn't it special, though?
It's great. It's amazing. I love being a dad.
Yeah.
And it's, people say to you, like, your perspective will change, and you're like, yeah, I'm okay, I get that. But it really does change. I've slightly changed the way that I work, like working hours and stuff, because I want to spend more time with Alfie. So yeah, that has been the majority of my outside of work time.
I love it. I'm going to quickly jump in because picking up on your point there, because I love it. I'm the same as you. I was just such a proud dad. And I remember many years ago watching a film that had Sammy Davis Jr. From the Rat Pack. Look it up. Someone would turn to him and said, you know, I don't remember the lead into it, but it was something about what's the big impact of becoming a parent. And they said, it's when you realize you're not the most important person in the world. Doesn't mean you're being selfish before, but actually you become the least important person, don't you? Suddenly that little bundle. And mine's now first year at secondary school, and she's like taller than my wife and nearly as tall as me, grunts occasionally, but she's still my world. You know, everything revolves around that. And so I love that. I completely get that. So that's taken up the last year.
A large part of the last year. I've also really got into Lego lately. Well,
Has Graham corrupted you with that? Because he does a lot.
I think, I don't know if he's corrupted me into it, but it's definitely taken up. I'm enjoying doing that. And a couple of months ago, Graham gave us a Bowser set from Lego, which is now finally finished. It's taken me a very long time to finish it.
Which is the idea.
Yeah. But that's now
stressful one thing.
It was stressful, and I had to involve Ben in the production of that because it was just taking too long, and I wanted to get it finished.
Yeah.
So that's now proudly on the wall.
Bowser, as in the character. I see it now.
And there's also the Natural History Museum, which is there. I don't know if when we'll get round to building that.
That's still boxed.
That's ready to go for when we have that some spare time. But also, doing Lego outside of work, that's really kind of, I don't know, there's something quite satisfying about doing it. It is a bit.
I've seen it being advised for sort of like mental health, things like that, is that it's that pure escapism and you're focused on, you know, you take people that go and play golf. I like to go and play golf, although I haven't done for years. I'm rubbish. I'm absolutely useless at it. But you get to escape for that little while.
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole nature. I know that, again, in the motorsport world, professional racing drivers that do a lot of Lego because that just cuts everything out.
Yeah.
So I get that. I totally get that. That's really cool.
Yeah. What else? I like to go to kind of gigs and festivals and kind of always have a plan of what gigs I want to go to or what like comedy shows I want to go to. I have lots of really good ones that tend to come to the Wyvern and the Swindon Arts Centre. We go to a lot of those.
Like stand-up or comedy plays?
Stand-up.
Yeah, I like that as well.
There's quite a lot. We'll come to the Wyvern or locally, so we'll go to those.
Yeah.
But it's not too far, obviously, to get to Cardiff or Birmingham if you need to go and see
Bristol,
a show or whatever.
Yeah. Fair play.
Yeah.
I know that I forget the exact date of it, but there's almost like a festival happening. I'm sure it's at the county ground, Chris Moyles. And
I've seen about that.
Yeah, that looks really cool. Maybe I've shown my age a little bit there, but I'll tell you who Chris Moyles is later.
I went to the Radio One's big weekend at work in Swindon.
Okay.
Because my uncle worked for the Prodigy, so they were headliners, and he got me and my dad tickets to it, and that was my first experience with a live concert.
Oh wow, that's special.
Yeah.
For some reason I've not got into much in the way of festivals, because I can think back in the last live act that I saw was Shakin' Stevens.
Okay.
I was very young. I'll protect myself. I was very young, Your Honour. But for some reason I've just not been to them. But I quite fancy the Chris Moore's one later this year, so it'll be interesting to see.
It's good to see the county ground being used differently as well.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, I know that they used to use the hall that used to be in place at the Oasis.
Yeah.
I went and watched John Bishop there, for example. I go and watch a lot of the stand-up. I tell you another thing that I've done. Do you go to theatre at all?
Every now and again.
My wife and I and my daughter went to Bristol
Beacon now?
Some point
Is
last
it called
year.
the Bristol Beacon now?
No, it was the full Hippodrome.
Okay, yeah.
So, no mixing it with that.
Yeah.
But we watched Blood Brothers.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just incredible. Have you done much in the way of theatre or anything?
I saw the Bob Marley musical in London.
Really?
But I don't really like musicals, is my main problem.
This is why I took a long time to go to them.
Yeah.
I didn't think I did, but I went and watched that Blood Brothers. I'm converted. Absolutely.
I enjoyed the Bob Marley one because it's like actual songs.
Yes.
Whereas usually it's just like some made up.
Actual songs.
yeah. Book of Mormon is a good one to see, though. That's really funny, made by people that do South Park.
Really?
All about Mormons, but they kind of take the mick out of themselves.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I love the fact as well, still keep the comments coming in. Sarah Dina said, it's really great getting to know the team in this way. Thank you. And I can see that you're watching this on LinkedIn. So remember, this is on LinkedIn, Facebook and YouTube, the Gel Studios channels. You'll be pleased to hear this, that Sarah says, I'll be bringing in some Lego friend sets that my kids have stopped using to contribute some diversity to the office supplies next time I'm in.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
I like it. Where's Sarah from?
Sarah, we're going to be doing some work with Sarah in the next couple of months, doing
wonderful.
some workshops. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what we can kind of come up with for her.
And Sarah's mocking us, I think, really. Loving these cultural references. Chris Moore's Big Weekend and Check-in Stevens, Blood Brothers amongst good company. Okay, good. I got away with that one, didn't
Anything
I, Sarah?
you
Thank
like,
you.
Sarah?
Yes.
Let us know.
I think we got away with that then.
Yeah.
We could have embarrassed ourselves, but we just about got away with that one. Before we wrap this one up, and I'll go with you, Ben, first, because you're going to then round up the next pair.
Yeah.
Anything from your past that you've achieved that is something that's really, and you're now thinking ready for your one.
Yeah.
Anything at all? Anything,
But-
and it doesn't matter. It might not be, but I'm just throwing in the possibility. Is there anything that you have done or achieved that you kind of still have in your mind that either made you proud or made you laugh? Yeah.
I think obviously finishing uni, that's like a big one.
You're going to upset us to say that wasn't very long ago now, aren't you, as well?
That was 2 years ago.
See, that upsets me.
Or 3.
I realised that I graduated 24 years ago.
And I graduated 10 years ago. It's crazy.
It's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wasn't born when you graduated.
That's just gone low,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, I started uni in 2019, finished 2022, 2023. So yeah, I think finishing uni was a big one, and then getting my first professional job it took a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Eventually got there, so that was a big one.
I like it.
Yeah.
Lewis?
I would say I started a degree, a course that led me onto a degree, and subsequently quit after a while.
Yeah.
And then I didn't think that I wanted to continue in like higher education. And then I went to a retail job for a year, and then I was like, actually, I want to go back and I want to do it. So having that realization moment for me is kind of a big thing, and that has led me to where I am now.
The realization and the doing.
Yeah, because I could have easily said, I want to just continue in any job and not worry. But I'm actually now in a job that I want to do and I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have got to this place had I not gone back and realized, I need to go back into education. Sorry.
Lost the mic.
That's a big thing for me.
Fair enough. Well, on that note, I think that's fine. If in fact, Lewis, you may as well go because you've lost your mic anyway. This is to show that it is live. I'll put it back to the group one. There we go. We've got it sussed there. No problem. You're going to round up the next pair.
I think they're waiting in the wings.
They are. Oh, my word. I did it. Look, stage left. I should have done. I'll tell you what. I'll do it this so that we're not looking at them as they get set up. Again, remember, ask any questions, any thoughts, anything that you want to ask the people that are coming in next. Feel free to put the comments in. You've seen how we're able to put them up on the show. If you're not watching this live, of course, don't forget that we might miss those comments for some time. But it's going out YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. If you've got any ideas of things that you want, please, Alicia, come and have a seat. Come on. That's fine. Come and have a seat. And I'm going to flip that on to you. These fingers. There we go. Ooh,
I would have put it on and it
go.
would have been upside down.
Yeah.
It would have been. I would have been blocked by hair. It would have been.
I'm deliberately on just myself at the moment because we're going to have the big reveal any second now. So let me just
scary thought.
put that.
I feel so low down.
No, you just lost the cover
The bobbly
from it.
bit. It's right by your foot.
By your feet. There you go. We'll be back with you in a minute. Normal programming will resume. Don't panic. But there we go. That's better. Right. So now, to prove that I wasn't telling fibs, we've changed. Thank you very much, sir. I'll give you that. So I've got, and it is water, not gin, I promise you. Right. So we've got Alicia Gorton, and we've got a new face to this show, and that is Jason Spruce. Alicia, I will start ladies first. What is your title and your role?
I am the designer here at Gel. It's always been a talking point what my role title could be. But we just settled on designer because I work on so many different projects, such a broad spectrum that designer just fit the bill across the board. So yeah, that's my role.
Fair enough. And how long have you been here now?
5 years, 5 years now, just over.
Okay. Nothing close to that for you, Jason. How long have you been here now?
I'm in my 3rd week.
Wow, that's incredible. And you feel like you've been stitched up now with this one, but
A little bit,
but it's fine. It's fine. So, what's your title and your role here?
Digital designer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although some print, but digital designer.
Okay, fair enough. And is that what you were doing before you came here as well?
Yeah, I was self-employed as a designer, but I do everything. So 3D modeling.
Hence, we've got you two on together because it's kind of an expansion of that department. Is that the easiest way to say it?
Yeah, I would say so. Definitely, Jason brings a different skill set that we hope to utilise in projects moving forward.
Yeah.
And something that I can learn from, and hopefully vice versa. But I don't know what you've been in the industry a lot longer than I have, so I think I'm going to be sort of more of the sponge of information from you across.
Although I'm learning web, so
Okay.
I haven't done much web, so learning.
I'm becoming the teacher in that role, which is a terrifying thought and nothing I've taken up.
That's really exciting. I'm obviously now speaking about this from a customer of Gel's perspective as well, and it's like going, wow, it's not just a new person on; it's someone that's adding to the team with a wealth of experience. Like that interesting one about you sort of soaking up from Jason as well. It just adds so much more to this team.
Definitely, and it allows us to hopefully expand on the type of projects we can support with, instead of being maybe needing to sort of send them elsewhere if we can't support them in the best way. With an added skill set now, we can sort of take on more exciting work, I think.
But logical connections, it's not an over diversification, it's all linked. It makes sense.
Definitely.
I really like the sound of that, and I'm really excited to hear all of those bits. Loving that the boss man's come on as well. Lovely listening to Lewis's story. Didn't know that. That's cool. So he's revealed some things that even the boss man didn't know. Your challenge if you choose to accept it.
I think I'm an open book. I don't think there's anything the team don't know, really.
True, yeah. Well, Alicia, if we start with you, what do you like to do outside of work?
I don't really get up to much outside of work, to be honest. I think still having my creative hobbies outside, if I have the time for them.
Such as?
Creating and crafting, whatever that
Really?
may be, painting, drawing, making, crocheting,
Oh, wow.
whatever it is, just to keep creative in some way. I mean, sort of typically away from the screen, because I spend so much time on screen at work. Sometimes I don't feel the need or the want to jump on a screen at home, which is a shame because, again, I used to love doing that. But I think I'm trying to explore other creative outlets. whatever that looks like. But
I think my
Yeah.
daughter would get on well with you. She's 12 and she's just got this love of her losing time is going and doing something creative, and
yeah,
she'll just suddenly come down and she'll go, oh look,
Something.
I've done this,
I've
and we're
made
like
this,
going,
yeah.
you know, it would be like a box, and she's suddenly painted and decorated this box. She'll go and spend her money at like Hobbycraft and places like that. That's her.
I love that place. I go and
Yeah.
get lost in that place. I love
She
it.
does.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
absolutely adores it, and I love it because she didn't get that from me or my wife.
Mhm.
So I have no idea where that's come from, and I'm saying that because you guys are
Yeah.
sort of creative by nature,
Yeah.
with the nature of the job.
Mhm.
And I think
that.
I've got at some point I might end up sort of introducing her to you, to sort of feed her delight of all of these things, because it could be her future. Because obviously
Definitely.
at 12 she doesn't know what she wants to do just yet, but we'll see.
If you can turn it into from a hobby to a business in the future.
Correct. And either from those hobbies directly, because I was last week up in Birmingham with a lot of people that have turned craft into crafty businesses, but equally you've taken that creativity into this role as well,
Yeah.
which I know we've been talking about in the past, where you're there, and me and other business owners just download all of our ideas of our business and our products and our service, and you're there doodling away, and you suddenly go,
Yeah.
is that the same for you? Do you do all
Yeah.
that?
I think, I don't know about you, but it's just what we love is translating something that is an
Something
idea
that's
into-
trapped in somebody's head
Yeah.
into something visible.
Which I
and
love
functional
watching.
as well.
Yeah.
And to sort of let you know from a business owners, proud about our products and our services, but as you say, we don't know how to translate that into something, and then you guys just suddenly go da, 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 da. And I was like, oh my god, that's it, that's exactly what we need, and I love that. That's really cool. It's cool to know that you do a lot of creative stuff. Jason, what about yourself? What do you or have you done like to do?
I produce music in my spare time.
Oh wow,
I've been paid on Radio 1.
goodness me.
So that was a long time ago. That was about 13 or 14 years ago.
Now we're all going to go and find that. You'd
Yeah.
You
really.
won't find it.
Really?
You won't find it. I hope
Kate
you
is
don't
good.
find it.
She will find it.
What was the genre?
It's like happy hardcore or hard dance music.
Okay.
So my history with art and design is working for all the old happy hardcore DJs. So that's where I started, and I've still got them as clients now. So
That is seriously cool.
yeah. So
Did you know that?
I did vaguely. We've discussed it. We've been thrown into work and projects.
Well, yeah,
we've
3
not
weeks
had,
in, yeah.
We've not had the chance to really sort of delve deep into that, but that's really cool. And I mean, that, like I said, brings a completely different perspective and skill set, and yeah, just it's.
I'm loving that, and great to see again. Lewis himself, he's now finished here and he's watching the show. It's really important to spend time away from the screen, so he's backing up your comment. And do you do the same?
I do. I'm still terrible for. I just love technology, so I'm either doing something productive.
I'm like
or
you,
learning,
probably.
so-
Yeah.
And my son loves gaming, so I spend time gaming with my son.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Never
either
got
beat him
into
or
the
join
game.
them, isn't it?
It was literally that. It's like, how can I get to spend more time with my son who just wants to sit at the computer all day? So
Join in.
yeah, join
Be
in,
part
exactly.
of it. I love that.
But you also say in your spare time, do you still produce music?
Yeah, not as much as I'd like to, just because of being limited with what I've got. I haven't got a studio, so. But this year, I do hope to at least mix some tracks and get them out.
Wow, still the happy hardcore? No, I was going to say,
No, I've grown up since.
it just doesn't seem to have its
No,
big place anymore, does it?
It definitely hasn't got. The
So
same.
what have we moved on to now?
Do you know what? I like a lot of music, so it's hard. I do like some just acoustic vocal music.
So you sing as well?
No.
No.
No, definitely
That was
not.
quite vehemently no.
No, but I'm learning to play the piano, so like I just any kind of I am into dance music, so it will be like a trance or house or that kind of.
But it's the evolution of dance music as it is now, probably, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely evolved.
hasn't it?
It's still evolving now, so
I still love it when they suddenly play some of the old 90s dance.
yeah.
Noughties dance and stuff like that, and it's like, oh yes, and I get a hangover just listening to some of them, to be honest. It brings back all those memories. But
Yeah,
Oh,
so I
okay.
DJ'd all over as well. That was part of what I did back in the day.
Wow,
So that was cool.
I like
Quite
it.
some stories to tell, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And many that can't be told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many sleepless nights, but it was just traveling. It was just too much away from the kids.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I mean, do you therefore get to translate that, if I'm thinking of you guys from a design perspective, that design elements that could involve music in some way? And I don't know, I possibly asked a silly question there, but
Not. I think because of my history with design, there will always be I think it's things I've learned from doing that can sometimes translate into what we do, but you do look at each project with a fresh approach.
It's a fresh, yeah.
just it could be just drawing on it. That's fine. So that makes sense.
Yeah, but I've learned a lot of skills from working with this.
Yeah, I was going to say the skill set that you've learned and taken can be brought into all of these new projects. But from a design perspective, we always approach it with a fresh look, I think.
Yeah.
But skills to bring to the table,
I think
you
that's
can draw
important
from
as a
it.
designer, right? To have that fresh approach. That
That's what I'm loving, the tour view from slightly different angles, and it's like going, wow, this gel melting pot is getting even more exciting every time.
Yeah, it's exciting for me. I'm learning every day, so it's great.
That's so cool. I'm allowed to say that because I'm independent from gel, and I'm there as a customer as well, going, that sounds so cool. I'm really excited where this is going to go. How, Alicia, I mean, it might be the same answer, but what do you do, not necessarily to occupy yourself, but to de-stress? Chat. I'll give you an example. I love to go paddleboarding at the lakes up at the water park.
That's also a great thing to do. I've only done that once. Stayed up the whole way around.
Did you?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get the team.
Didn't try hard enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to encourage that for maybe a team day out in the summer. I think it would be amazing. So
I
Graham, make a note.
Paddleboarding. Yes, Graham, if you're watching, definitely.
I must admit that's something I'm still trying to find the balance of, finding things that sort of I can recharge and sort of just my sort of downtime, really.
Yeah.
I've been searching for that balance for quite a long time from a sort of personal and health perspective as well.
Yep.
So I've yet to really find that one thing, because it's sort of.
That's not a bad thing, is it? If it's multiple.
Yeah,
things.
I mean, I guess I'm just still testing the water and trying to find that one thing. I must admit, sort of probably the most calming sort of and repetitive motion is when I do my crocheting and things like that.
Yeah.
It's a complete different side of being creative, I think.
Crocheting a cover for your hot water bottle.
Pretty much, yeah. I haven't yet to do that one, but I like that. I'll add that to the list of things I want to do. But yeah, it's just, I think for me, just sort of the repetitive motion and sort of can just let my mind just try and switch off. Yeah. But I've yet to find that. If anybody knows where that switch off button is, please, let me know. Like, yeah, especially from a creative perspective as well. We go home, we're still thinking about the project that we've been working on all day. I've got a notebook by the side of my bed because things like that keep me up at night for an idea perspective. Yeah. And if I don't get it down,
you keep thinking.
I will forget about it. So it needs to be jotted down somewhere.
And then you stay awake because you're worried you're going to forget about it.
Yep. Yeah, it's just a vicious circle. Yep. Vicious circle. But yeah, so I think from just a monotony, the repetitive movement, that type of thing with crochet, knitting, all of that can just try and zone out.
Yeah.
But then I bring myself back into the room and I'm like, I have this to do. I need to think about this. And then I stop and it didn't last very long.
No.
So I need to pick that up more, I think.
I think it is a doing. Everybody thinks doing nothing means you're literally doing nothing, but it is a doing. Mm-hmm. You do have to force yourself to do nothing.
It's one of the hardest things.
Think nothing and what have you. I mean, I like to go for a walk. I use Headspace, the meditation app, from time to time if I'm really struggling. And I was saying on BBC Wiltshire yesterday, day before, what day are we on now? Wednesday. On Monday, when I was in there, and saying there's even a meditation that you put your headphones in, and it's a walking meditation. Of course, normally you think that you're sort of like and just sort of like chilling out. Yeah. This one was an actual walking one, and it's talking a lot less as you're going, but it's making you breathe more and smell the areas and listen, and even in a built-up area, you don't need to be in the middle of nowhere. Is to actually hear those kids playing, to hear the dog barking, to hear the motorbike going down. And it was really weird how just paying attention all of a sudden to what's around you just helped a lot.
Yeah, I mean, typically we tune that out on a day-to-day basis,
Yeah.
like all of the stuff around us. You're
And
just
it's
trying
too
to get
noisy
from
in here
A
as
to
well.
B. Yeah.
Who said
Yeah.
that? Me. Oh, no, I didn't mean in that way. But yeah, we're just thinking too much. So no, I get that. Jason, yourself, how do you chill out?
I cycle.
Cool. Yeah.
That's probably one of the main things I do because I don't really like doing nothing. So I like to keep myself active doing something.
The energy to do that.
And actually, I'm trying to do more of that. Is that being more active more frequently?
I think you get conscious as you get older that you need to be more active.
Yeah.
So it does force you to be more active. Using that as my main transportation.
I had an interesting realization the other day where, and I think it was probably Graham and I said earlier about Graham and I going to the gym and spotting for each other and having a good, really good workout on the weights. And I went up there on my own, and we've got a spa in the gym, and I love to go and chill out in the hot tub and the sauna and the steam room. And I was just me that went to the gym this time, and I went, no, do you know what? I'm going to go up to the gym first and do a workout with the weights. And I did that for an hour. And then I went into the spa afterwards, and I realized by doing them that way that I thought that the spa is what chills me out the most. It wasn't. The escapism was while I was doing the workout, because as soon as I went to the spa, I was thinking again. I'm trying to relax, but I'm suddenly thinking because I'm not doing anything. Whereas I was, pushing myself and counting and what next and do this and hurting and crying and everything else, and realized that was an even bigger escape. So I get the cycling, definitely. And in fact, that I've always thought the same as the paddleboarding is that where you're actually exercising as well as escaping out into the country in some way.
That's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Bit of cool balance.
It is, isn't it? You don't realize until you finish, especially if you've got something registering. You go, I did how much? It's really impressive. So I love that. We've still got some questions coming in. Thanks for them coming in. Peter Copper says video boxes or elements of print that can incorporate sound. Think about that later. The Boffman again. Alicia made the G behind her out of business cards when we did the rebrand 4 years ago. Very creative. Where? Oh,
is he up
over there?
Yeah, Graham was going to bin all of his old business cards. I was like, I'll give him here. Let me see what I can do.
Do you know I didn't
know both
that.
sides of
I didn't know that was what that was, but I had seen it.
So cool. You can just about see it. I'm trying to point on the screen. It's just on the edge of that side, the edge of the screen. I can't do it. I'm losing. God. You just see the green and the white, the gel bit there, and I'm going to have a closer look. So, and now that you said it, looking at it, I see how it's.
You can still see some of Graham's contact details in parts of it.
That. Oh, good spot or good point out, Graham, because I hadn't clocked that amongst all of these awards and everything else that are up there. But you can just about see it on the edge of the screen that is made out of old gel business cards.
Save it going to waste,
Absolutely.
adding things to recycling. We'll make something out of it.
So there you go, some of that creativity on the wall there. Okay, I think I've probably pestered you guys enough on that one. Thank you so much for letting us delve in. I told you it'd be okay. It'd be fine. And I think there's probably so many more things that we can be picking up in due course. But thank you for letting us find out a little bit more about you.
Cool.
So Alicia and Jason, thank you for that one. I shall now flick the camera off you. So just take them off and pop them on the side there. And we'll then get the next two in. And these two aren't necessarily from the same department, but we're still going to find out plenty about them. At least one of them is very, very reluctant, but it's fine. You sit there, Jamie. So the tall one's behind the shorter one. Sorry, shorter. Shorter.
It was fine. It was fine.
It was. Right. So flick that on there. That's it. And then the same for you. If we put that way. Brilliant. And now, as if by magic. Not once you're on the stools, no.
Really short on here.
Yeah. Right. We now have got Katie Reed, the client director.
Yeah.
That's the correct one. I got it right this time. Yeah. It will. And Jamie Haynes, who is the
development executive.
Development executive.
Apparently.
Yep, that's fine. I've seen your screen with all sorts of coding everywhere, which is brilliant to see. Jamie, how long have you been here?
6 years.
6 years. Wow. Okay. That's
6 December, I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That's cool. And Katie?
7. It'll be in this month, March. Yeah, next month. Yeah.
Oh,
7.
that's impressive. And you started, wasn't it even a part-time administrator?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that the initial bit?
Yeah, job shared, part-time administrator. So I think it started, maybe it's just like 2 days a week, something like that.
Yeah.
So not long after, so I had my little girl, so she was 1. And obviously I went to school with Graham, saw the post that he needed someone.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, I went to school with Graham.
That.
I'll have to get some photos out.
Oh, gosh, yes, definitely.
And
It's embarrassing.
I
Really?
was taller than him at school, yeah.
you wouldn't believe that, would you?
No.
I was.
Graham's taller than me and I'm 6'3".
Yeah, no, I was taller than him at school, so I definitely got to get some proof.
Wow,
Yeah.
I want to see that.
So yeah, came in as part-time, and then just as the children grew and started to go preschool, school,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll do a little bit extra, and then I'll do this day, and then sort of job sharing, and now full-time. I've changed my hours so much
I can
over the
imagine.
years, but now, yeah.
No, you work 10 days a week.
No.
Yeah. If it probably feels like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It probably does. And now it's client director is the role.
It is, yeah.
Briefly, quick synopsis, what's that?
So it's an account manager role.
Yeah.
So looking after from the first sort of introduction to Giles, so a sales call and email, I'd pick that up from the beginning.
Yep.
And then seeing it all the way through. So hopefully having a retained client with a long-term relationship with them and just making
Absolutely.
sure more so now it's really getting into, we don't just want to get a sale and like, yeah, we'll do your website. It's actually understanding like why
Yes.
and where do they want to be in 5 years? How can we help them get there?
Which of course evolves even for the
Yeah.
client, because and
Yeah.
again, I'm speaking as a client, is that we don't know up front everything that we
That's
need.
it. So it's being with you on that
Like it.
journey, making sure that they trust us to look after everything for them and grow with them as well. So yeah, so it's definitely a role that's evolved over time. Up until more recently, it has been project manager, account manager, a little bit of everything really.
Yeah.
But now we've got a new project manager, so
Yeah.
it's a really good time now because we can focus on our roles.
And actually, I was waiting for you to go on, Katie, because I was going to pick up on that point. Hopefully we'll catch up with Sai once she's feeling well enough and I think settled enough as well. It's probably fair. But she's really changing a lot here, isn't it? That even it is, but which is really exciting. I've come in today with your new layout where you have kind of departmentalized with the layouts of the desks and everything, with the scope to add more, etc., to make sure that each of those roles and departments, we're all, as customers, are all being looked after. So from your perspective of the client director, that must be an absolute breath of fresh air to have someone that is also sort of joining the dots and things like that.
Yeah, 100%. Because what Sai will bring in terms of managing that project. I guess for me, up until now, it's been a bit like I need to make sure that Jao, that the team are happy. Like, are they on track? Are they doing is the customer happy? Actually, now I need to move away and be solely client focused. And Sai is more internally focused, and together it will really work. But obviously, there's a lot of change. I think for us, who's been here like the longest,
it's interesting.
Charlie, it's always difficult to go through change, but we do a lot together as a team to understand how we can support each other through that change. Any decision, it's so important that we all make them together.
Yeah, because it's not change for the sake of change, is it?
It's change for good.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%, yeah.
Internally and externally, I would say as well, because there's
definitely.
been filling in control internally as well.
Yeah, and it's all going to be changed for the better. And it's just how we go through it now, making sure that we do it properly as a team, that we communicate that with our clients properly, that they only see it as a positive as well, which
Absolutely.
It will be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think.
I mean, a lot of the day-to-day things that we're changing at the moment, not seen by the client.
Yeah.
Like
Agreed.
from a physical point of view, but
yeah.
the actual outcomes of that is going to be one of those things that they see a benefit, right? But they don't see what's going on.
Yeah, they don't know how but they'll see the benefit at the end.
Yeah, and I think with all the work we've done, it's really important that even though there is going to be change that we need to go through, I think we can all see where that's going to be in I think we've all got a vision of where that's going to be in 12 months, haven't we? Which is really exciting.
I'm Sorry, I was just looking at some comments that come in. Please do keep the comments and questions coming. It's brilliant to see them. Peter Copper says, great idea, this, guys. It really is. It's so lovely to catch up with the people, add more. Oh, and there's Alicia with a hot water bottle.
It's not cold in the office.
It really isn't.
Yeah.
And Peter Copper actually says, morning, Katie.
Morning.
So Peter says hello. Where are you watching, Peter? You're on LinkedIn. Graham's got one that's he says, I've got to ask you something in a minute. He's watching on Facebook, so we'll ask him in a minute. Remember, you can watch this Facebook, LinkedIn and YouTube on the Gel Studios channels. Jamie, your role, quick synopsis, what does your role involve?
Oh, I see.
I know we were joking earlier, but
No.
it is in.
It's an interesting role. So technically speaking, if you want, I am web developer.
Yep.
But a lot of the things that I do now is supporting retainers to enable them to, get everything that they need for their online sites, if you want.
Yeah.
Moving very much into marketing in a way that, from a technical SEO perspective, if you want. So looking at how sites work from the ground up.
Yeah.
Not just from not from a marketing perspective. So all the fancy things.
It's the real
but
cogs.
the cogs that actually make a little bit of a difference. So yes, it's an interesting sort of thing at the moment that I'm sort of working on. So
Fair shout. Now I will bring this up. So Graham says, superstars, ask Jamie about the union.
the union. Well, yeah, I have a union.
Oh, do you?
I do. It's the
Okay.
Jamie Union. Anyone can join the Jamie Union.
Okay, as long as their name's Jamie.
No, everybody.
Guest appearances, yeah.
It costs. It varies depending on a day to day. So I can change my costs. So
Yeah,
usually it's about £4,000 a day.
of course.
You can get what you want from it. I'll argue to the whole of.
You'll back them up.
I'll back them up.
Yeah,
It's about £4,000 a day that you get what you want.
I like it.
I deliver that. I've got my own mug, own placeholder.
Have you?
Yeah.
So we got the Jamie Union.
But no one's signed up yet though.
I'm worried that well, Graham seems interested, so he could be your first time.
We love about Jamie.
Although Lewis has said Jamie's Union is a fix.
It's not a fix. You can have what you want. You can get what you want. You just need to pay. You have to pay up front as well.
Of course, yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
12 months in advance.
Oh crikey! Okay, at 4,000 a day.
Yeah.
I got no quick maths for that one, but I'm bankrupt thinking about it. But yeah.
And if you
We're
recommend,
not in it.
if you recommend someone, it goes up to £6,000.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
we do it completely the reverse. We
Yeah,
charge too
I
much
like it.
and-
Okay.
There's no
But he'll
ethics in it at
fight
all.
for you. He'll
Yeah, and
fight for you.
I really won't. I'll just run.
I love this. Is that Graham's turned around and said, Jamie's an absolute testament to the culture we're making in Gel. Pleasure listening to you, matey. And I think
Brilliant.
that is. It is the fun element.
It's quite important to, from my perspective, to not just treat work for work. Work's obviously really, really important, and I love coming into work and doing my job and doing it well. But having fun while you're doing that is
You have to.
I spend so much time here, more time than I do at home with family, friends, whatever. If you can't enjoy what you're doing, what's the point?
Yeah.
I agree.
So-
I agree 100%. Long question here. So I was just looking at this one. I'm going to put this over here because I realized I was leaning in. So Peter Copper says, I work within print as a supplier, so I'm very interested in how the team still view print within marketing. There's a lot of talk about the digital side of things now, but it would be great to hear what the guys still think about print as a relevant medium. I don't know whether I've got the right people in front of me for that question now.
I'd say you probably, Alicia, would have a good steer on this, but I think
Still got its place, I'd say.
100%.
Absolutely.
So, obviously, we've just done a lot recently for the Festival of Tomorrow, and there's
course.
so much that you
And you were
get
so
from
proud
doing
seeing it.
it.
Yeah, I've seen the photos, so proudly going, we
you
designed
can't
this.
beat, like feeling something, holding something, seeing something, and I think it does a full circle anyway. I think 100%. Obviously we did go digital, and COVID really sort of progressed that as well because of certain things. But I definitely think that we have more clients that want physical things. I think brochures on a table, you just can't beat that.
And pop-up stands are still a big thing. That's still got to be classed as print because that needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I know from my absolutely.
If it comes to brands, you're
And I think from my perspective as a client is that it's very much working with you guys is that we design the digital to start with, and that is then the catalyst of where we go for all of the stuff that we went in print, whatever guys that happens to be. So great question, Peter. And I think you're safe. It's fine. No problem.
Well, you sell a story with a business, don't you? You're not just selling an online presence. You're selling yourself.
Absolutely.
You're selling,
and you want someone to walk away
tangible.
Absolutely. And you get to be creative with what those physical things are. And I love that part. You know, I was just at a big conference in Birmingham last week, and there was just stuff everywhere. And it was like going, oh, that's really cool. That's really clever. Oh, I need to look at that when I'm not at this event. So I'll take that and it will remind me to do it. I know there's the irony is that those print will have QR codes on to take me to the digital. And that's where I think they're very much intertwined.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's really exciting what you can do with stuff. You know, it's not just your basic leaflet anymore. There's so many ways to make it exciting and engaging, and so we still very much.
As you see, QR codes, getting that engagement onto the site, and then you've got a journey and stats. So we're looking at users, how they're interacting. We can then use that data in an exciting way to then remarket as well.
We do it with regards to these shows is that we can create a QR code and you say, right, this QR code is going to go on articles that talk about the team at Gel, just using this one as an example. And you suddenly go and put it in, I don't know, say the Business Exchange with an article, and you then go view the whole interviews here. Bang, you're now getting a read of all these people that are sat reading the magazine and going, boop, let's have a watch of that. And you're going, oh, wow, okay, so we're getting this cross-fertilization. I love that whole interaction. And you even record, where did it come from? I'll do this one is because it's going to this location. And you read it, or this flyer, or whatever it might be. So I think it's very much a marriage made in heaven. Right, let's step away from professional for a second. Katie, what does Katie do away from the office? What are your passions, your enjoyments?
Being a mum. Really, I've got
I knew you were going to say
children
that.
and 2 stepchildren.
Yeah.
So it's very busy, a dog, a cat. But I think like more recently, I mean, I've always been someone, I think I'm always very busy. I like to be involved in everything.
10 days a week.
If there's a group, we're going out, then I'll be there. But I definitely would, and I think my friends would say this as well, I'm definitely the one that's less, I don't go to everything anymore because I think I'm comfortable with, I love being at home. Our family life is very busy. Football, dancing, gymnastics, the whole lot. But I love that. And I think I've always thought like, no, I need to be doing this more. I need to be going out. I mean, it's very hard to fit anything in, but I think I'm really comfortable now with, have my family, and they're getting older and you can enjoy things with them now a little bit more.
Yes.
So if my daughter, she loves makeup, shopping, well, we can actually have a girly day.
I like that.
And I must admit, I do love the football. I love watching the boys play football.
Yeah.
And it becomes a bit of that's your whole weekend is around that. But
is that just seeing them achieve something?
And seeing them grow.
Doesn't matter whether they lose a game or whatever.
That's it,
And you're our Stacey Solomon, she was our guest speaker on Friday, and she's a national treasure, and she's doing so many things professionally. But she's a mum of 5, and she says she absolutely adores being a mum. In fact, she turned around and someone said, "Oh, you're a good mum." She said, "Yep, I'm a brilliant mum." We might be a bit more reserved with our professional side, but she went, "Yep, I'm a fantastic mother." And she loves that, but she also is not guilty when she's going and doing her projects, whether that's on screen, whether it's her various business elements. And she's got the balance between the two.
It's really hard to get the balance as well. There's always, I think during lockdown when children were seeing me work at home on my laptop, it felt like, Mummy, you're always working. Why are you always on your laptop?
Yeah.
But now, I think they're proud actually that I can be at home with them and do all the things. And obviously working in here allows me to be a mum. I understand there's many businesses that wouldn't. It's hard to get that balance, but I don't ever miss anything. Kids' school shows, assemblies, sports days, and they know that I can be there. But equally, they know you have to work hard to be there as well. So it's getting there, the balance.
Well, I think it's led from the top because Graham's very much a family man as well, isn't he, with his boys, and he loves all of that. And Graham's actually said, "Katie's our treasure. Love working with her." Big smile. So and it does lead from him, as I say, because he's very much a family man. Jamie, what about yourself? Outside of work, what do you love to do?
Nothing.
Really?
I just like to stop when I can stop.
Really?
That's the most
Yeah.
important thing.
But what are you
I have
starting
got.
though?
I'd like to do a bit more fishing.
Oh,
I do
wow,
some fishing.
okay.
That's something that might come up this year. So
Cool.
I love my cycling when I'm cycling to work and back. It's
I
one
keep
thing.
forgetting you do that,
Yeah.
yeah. Which isn't a short journey from memory either.
That's not far, but 6K each way.
That's fair enough.
It's, the weather's
Thinking
impacted
of it.
my motivation over
Yeah.
winter. So there's been a few more taxis and a few more lifts, but yeah, cycling is something that's
You
cool.
say that's swimming,
Exciting.
don't you, as
I
well?
quite like swimming,
Like,
yeah.
you're like the
yeah.
little adventurer in the group.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
So
like
I
that.
think we're gonna potentially there is talk if someone will do it with me, doing a sponsored swim this year. So we shall see.
Oh, good man.
Um,
Katie's not. That's on
I'm only
record
gonna do
now
it.
as well.
Well, there's been conversations internally. If someone else might be better, I'm not gonna name drop.
Yeah.
We might do a sponsored swim. So.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Lewis also says Jamie loves gardening.
I do love my gardening.
Really?
Yeah.
With what? Growing fruit, veg, or flowers, or
Flowers,
yeah?
a bit of experimental veg, not much. But
Oh wow!
I do most of my gardening for my granddad. Yeah, so I enjoy doing that.
I love
At the
that.
weekend,
Yeah.
That's really cool.
We have a client that normally our meetings start with like, have you got those cut-offs for me yet?
Yeah.
Have you got? And that's how it starts, isn't it, Jamie?
So I'm not doing no work until I get those. Until you bring your plants in. So
That's
Yeah.
cool.
yeah, so
I love that, and that's what this show is all about. Is I mean, even I've learned stuff, and I've been working with you guys for quite a number of years.
It's
now.
quite therapeutic just to get outside.
Yeah. Well, this is what we were talking about. We've come up with cycling, paddle boarding, walking, but gardening, that's outside and everything. Going and watching your lads play
Yeah.
football, you're outside then as well. So you've got that
Yeah.
fresh air.
There's definite value to just switching off because we spend so much time in front of a computer.
Yeah.
Right. So
Definitely.
to actually take yourself away from that
Yeah.
is really important.
I agree.
I think that's important for anybody that works in the tech industry.
Lewis has said that I think Beth is planning to join you for the Thames Hospice swim.
Yeah.
So there you go, as you suspected. And Graham has said he's the Swindon version of Bear Grylls.
Well, I don't know. We can work with that.
I'm liking this suggestion as well. Graham said, "Shall we do a show from the garden in the summer?" Yeah. So presumably that garden there. he
Yeah,
means.
well, we could do one outside.
Yeah. As long as the Wi-Fi
Just need
works
to
out
hold
there.
Graham accountable now.
Have you?
Get the wife out there.
Graham, that's a plan, my friend. We're going to go and do a show from your garden, and I'm assuming you mean this one as well. As long as you get the barbecue on the go, mate.
Yeah.
And we can get some plants.
Oh, there you go.
Graham's got to
Yeah.
get his pocket out there.
Yeah, get some plants out there. Why did you getting an olive tree coming?
Well, it's not really one, but
Should I not have said that?
Had a discussion yesterday. Yeah.
I
Some
had
plants in
a-
the office.
I've been looking for an olive branch, but not an
well,
olive
it's
tree.
got a branch on it, and, and that was the thing, you know. Give an olive branch. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
make it
exactly.
more homely.
Love it. Well,
Yeah.
and you guys do that a lot. I love all of this. I love your new signs, by the way, as well. That, in fact, I love the video of them going up, the way that goes up with the frame first and the bit. Oh, I was just engrossed in that.
was
I'd watch a
good.
slowed down version of that as well as the sped up one. It looked cool.
And the thing is, once I mean, I'm not sure how they actually do, their stuff, but once that was done, as Graham said, getting that level, once that's level, it's so simple.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But the effect
it was
is
brilliant
massive,
to
right?
watch. By the way, done. Graham's. I think that's the show in the summer, but it might be the flowers as well. Who knows?
Yeah, flowers.
Yeah. They'll be on their way already, probably. But yeah, love it. Anything else that's worth mentioning of note of you that you've achieved, or that I think we've covered that you've done? Is there anything that sort of stands out?
Well, that's enough on that question.
There might not be. It was
No,
just
no,
I thought
no.
I'd ask before we wrap
I
up.
would probably say the next 6 months, probably for us two especially, is going to be interesting to see how we evolve and how the team, how the work evolves. I'm really excited. I think we are, aren't we? Really
I am, yeah.
excited. I think it's probably going to be our biggest challenge to date because
I think his biggest challenge is Jamie Union, but
yeah.
Yeah.
There is that. But
if I can get 2 or 3, then
Yeah.
maybe,
But no, I think we're really excited. I think the stuff that's going to come out in the next 6 to 12 months is really exciting.
Wow.
And I'm excited to see where it goes
just
and
to
the
work
team
closely
grow
with
and
more clients.
yeah.
I like the sound of that. I love it. Well, thank you so much. We obviously started with Ben, Lewis, then we had Alicia and Jason on. So thank you to all of those. Thank you to Katie and Jamie. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's so good to have everybody jumping in and catching up with us. And I hope you've enjoyed getting to know the people. We've still got some that we haven't caught up with yet that are not going to get away with it completely, I can tell you. Hopefully they can see this. And like, for example, Jamie, you were really nervous to come on. And I said, it's fine though, isn't it?
It is fine. We did our training, didn't we?
We did,
yeah. Talking training
You
and whatnot.
can do this all day, Jamie.
I can talk. I love talking.
Yeah.
But everybody convinces themselves they
Good.
can't,
I
and it's
know,
too bad.
yeah.
And once we get going, that's the nature of this, is that the visual PR shows are designed to make you guys relax and get the conversation going, and we get to know you. I mean, hell, last time we had Graham doing lasagnas, for goodness sake.
And I've
What was all
actually
that
had
about?
inquiries that have called that have referenced.
Have they?
that.
I love that.
And they had to watch that show. We watched Graham. Yeah, there's been a couple. So
They just expect lasagna now when they come
They
in.
do, yeah. I know.
yeah.
Well, I saw him cooking pancakes for you, in it.
Yeah, they were nice.
Yeah, I was impressed to see that, and I was done. I mistimed the show, didn't I?
Yeah.
Should have been in here. But listen, thank you so much for
you.
joining us. Thank you to everybody for watching. It's been great to have all the comments and questions, and hopefully next time we'll have even more. And Peter Copper says, very nice idea to meet the team, very informal feel, and they all come across really well. I agree, Peter, they really did. And I told them that they would, and Graham's on the same page as me, knowing that absolutely that we can bring them to life with this Gel Studios live show. An absolute pleasure, but thank you for joining us. And we will be back in a month's time. Watch this space. We'll work out what the topic's going to be. And if there's anything that you think would be good to have a conversation about, something that would be informative to you along the signs that Gel Studios get involved in, drop the team a line. Drop them a line and let them know that this would be cool. We can have guests on as well at certain points. But keep your eyes peeled, because episode 5 will be coming in a month's time, and they'll keep rolling. We'll have clips from this show to keep you sort of enthralled and intrigued by it all. But for now, have a fantastic rest of the day. We'll see you next time. Cheers.